Is there something broken in baseball, Scott?
Well, we have record revenues, and the game is kind of a recession-proof investment for owners. I think one of the problems we have with the game today is that it is very profitable to lose. We have a non-competitive cancer that's operating in the game. We had the Red Sox win the World Series last year and had a tremendous team, yet their attendance was down. And the reason for that is that clubs coming to town to play Boston, it's more predictive of loss for the visiting team. They're not competitive because there are a number of owners, maybe as many as 30% in the game, that are telling their fans and taking an approach that winning 80 games or 85 games is not productive for their franchise.
Scott, how do you fix the model right now where owners seem to be fighting more against the players in terms of not giving them money rather than they are fighting against their other owners to try to win on the field?
Well, I think the first thing is that we have a reserve system that's been in place prior to the implementation of a lot of drags on the value of free agency. The value of the reserve system is that a player gives away 6 years of control of his career to one team, where and the reward of that is that through seniority and experience and performance, his value would dramatically increase as a free agent, where he could bid with all 30 clubs. In today's world, we have MVPs and such that are being paid the minimum salary because they're under the reserve system. And yet when those same players become 29 and 30-year-old veterans, they have now concocted a rather flawed predictive device that has, in effect, rendered those players of little value per their independent assessment among the clubs.
Right. And Eric, this is where, I've heard people say that Aaron Judge makes $600,000 a year. He's incredible. But if you're signed from the draft and you're locked up for 6 years, is that right? That when you finally go on the free market, and this is the one chance guys have to really make money. So we saw Bryce Harper, we saw Mike Trout get these humongous contracts. But is there this sense that they're not as good as they appear, those deals?
That's almost what I want to get Scott's opinion on, because it seems to me that a lot of these teams, they overvalue the young players because they know they don't have to pay them that much. And then as soon as you become, quote, an older player, as soon as you're not under control, then all of a sudden your value goes way down, even though the year before you were just the same player and they were paying you a lot less.
And the accuracy of this is that there are more veteran players over the age of 30 starting and playing in the major leagues than there are players that are 25 and under. And the reason that they're playing is because managers put them in the lineup because they're a greater asset for winning to the team. So to suggest that these players are not of value is not indicative of what managers and coaches and those who evaluate talent actually put on the field. In fact, for pitchers, we've seen a dramatic increase in the value of a veteran pitcher 30 and over versus what we saw 10 years ago. We have 34 pitchers started 25 or more games that were 25 and under in 2008, and in 2018 we only had 21.
Wow.
So the striving towards the veteran has become something of greater value, yet we have a predictive system that is suggesting that relatively there are only around 55 or so players that are even 4-win players under their system. So it's been something that's been derived unilaterally. It's not been collectively bargained. It's been something that they have universally applied, and consequently, in the face of record revenues,
right,
we're having drops in attendance because of so many teams have found it profitable not to win, which in my mind damages the integrity of the game.